Dice Age is made possible thanks to the support of our patrons. We'd especially like to thank our living legend, Silgwyn. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal Empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, an actual play D&D show. My name is Jack and I'm the Dungeon Master. With me as always are our wonderful heroes. Would you all please go around and introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm AJ and I play Edgar Wood, the half-elf blood hunter.
Hey, I'm Alice Rose and I play T, the elven sorceress.
Hey, I'm Dakota and I play Essarius, the human rogue.
Hey, I'm Zach. I'm playing Tauros, your tiefling paladin.
Hello, I'm Trey, and I will be playing Oberon Percy's Maximus Germanius Quinius Alexander, your drow fighter.
Wonderful. Today's a very special episode. You guys are going to be going up against Lady Ward, and that's what makes this episode so special. But in the meantime, AJ, do you have a recap?
No.
What? Huh?
No, Jack.
What?
There's something even more special than that. The number of this episode for everyone is one I've been looking forward to since we started. The only reason I have done what I have done for so long with these recaps is to get to episode 69. So what am I doing for this recap? Well, for this recap, we're going to pick up right after the incredibly tense conversation with Spade. Our heroes return to T's lavish room to discuss a plan for successfully retrieving T's parents and Taurus's brother Micah from the clutches of former ally Chloe Ward. With the potential assistance of the cards, the group attempted to create a foolproof plan. Spearheaded by Oberon, the group decided to split into two parties, distraction and retrieval. With Tree afraid her emotions would get the best of her, she insisted on not being a part of the negotiating team, leaving Oberon to lead the team, pretending to negotiate the relic for the hostages with the assistance of Essa and Tauros. T, meanwhile, would be joined by Edgar and the revenge-seeking Kanasha in covertly rescuing the hostages at the same time. Realizing no planning would be perfect, they decided to move forward with what they had currently. At the same time, the echoes of Spade sharing why OG Claudius would not be at the meeting resonated in Edgar and Oberon's minds. Not knowing where his laboratory may be, Oberon reached out to Annie and discovered it will likely be to the west of Avon, while Edgar spoke to the ranger professor Luke Laurie, who agreed to find the lab for the low cost of the fanciest hunter's lodge in Ongar, regardless of if he succeeds or not. He also reached out to Fehn, who attempted to legend lore on Regulus Claudius, but failed to do so because of some incredibly powerful magic. Unfortunately for Claudius, Fehn is as stubborn as he is strong, and after one failed divine intervention, he tried again only to succeed with the help of his god Eurydice. With this information, the group planned their quest to battle the woman who was for so long their only ally, who was now turned into one of their greatest villains. They send the message to Ward and scry on Spade, only after the spell immediately be broken. Unbeknownst to our players, we see that it was destroyed by none other than Alan Crow, resurrected along with the rest of Villain's Bane. What will happen when the heroes arrive in Eadestown? What will Fehn learn from his incredible divine intervention? I'll pass it over to Jack so we can all find out.
I think we need
Oh.
to go check on AJ because I think he's been body snatched.
Well,
Got
What are
it.
you guys talking about?
well,
This was what it was all leading up to.
okay. Well, while you know what, AJ, you're right, and I definitely do think that. All right. While the rest of us get medical attention for AJ, let's all, in the meantime, return to the world of Elmera.
Why is the pipe broken?
So, we return after having the scrying orb just be dispelled. However, additionally, I believe Fehn was also had just successfully used a divine intervention to force through whatever safeguard that Regulus Claudius had set up to prevent the use of legend lore on him. So we are now going to have the result of the legend lore. Fehn. Remind me, it was Fehn who did the scrying, correct?
Yeah, Finn did the. Or,
I think so.
and
Yeah.
was it Finn or Colic?
Who's
You got-
Fehn?
On regular.
On
These are
scrying?
two separate things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
we
yeah.
had Colic do anything with Claudius. I think only Fenn has known about the Claudius stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
about the Claudius stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you have you hear as you cast Legend Lore again. You feel that same set of eyes looking like drilling into the back of your head. You feel that rising psychic pressure within your mind as the spell nearly fails once more. This time, however, you call out to your goddess and you hear the piercing roar of a dragon as those eyes suddenly vanish and that pressure erases from your mind, and instead the spell succeeds. And what you hear is Regulus Claudius, advisor to the immortal Empress Ava Nemain. A man who is a master of all known magic and has fully cataloged and studied every spell known to existence. A man who has cheated death through the use of intense alchemical magic, as well as intense transmutation magic. These two specialties have allowed him to go beyond his mortal limits and create the first creature in this world known as a lich. Being the world's first lich does come with its own difficulties, however, as his body, despite its newly semi-immortal status, it's decaying on him. And as a result, he has retreated to his lab in order to find a new solution. This lab, existing within the central forest of the Elmeran continent. Woe to any who face against the full might of Regulus Claudius. He has killed many people of all types, of all shapes, of all sizes, and nothing shall stop him from his ultimate quest of perpetually and eternally serving as the only worthy advisor and ally of the immortal Empress.
Say that last part one more time.
Shoot. Should have actually
Sorry.
had that written down, you dickhead.
I'm sorry. I was writing something else down and I wanted to make sure I got it.
Right. It was nothing will ever stop him from achieving his destiny as the only worthy advisor and ally to the immortal Empress.
Got it.
When it talked about the lab being in the center of the forest of Elmera, is there like any like vision, any like rough estimate to where Finn feels like it? Like, I'm
So
not saying
it's the Central Forest, which is the name
Oh,
of
so
that forest that you see. It's like almost dead center in the continent.
this one,
Sorry, let me switch back to Roll20 real
the
quick.
one right between Aben and Eadestown.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and I'm guessing that's where the legend lore ends after that.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So Finn like hits that and just immediately almost like just collapses to a knee. The strain of the divine intervention like taking its toll on his body. He can no longer attempt to use divine intervention for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So yeah, but he feels it and he's just like he's panting, but he's just got just a smirk on his face. Got you, you old bastard. And he's gonna message he's gonna wait till he has all the proper level of spell slots, and then he's gonna like essentially just rapid fire sending bang 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 bang, like tell the whole story.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll say on day 2 of your journey to Eadestown is when you all receive. Well, who specifically would he be sending?
He's sending it to Edgar.
Okay. So Edgar, on the second day of the journey to Eadestown is when you suddenly receive all of the sendings from Fehn to hear the successful legend lore.
The main message after everything's come in is like, holy fuck, you are so damn awesome. I've told you about Luke Laurie. If you have the capacity to cast sending to him, he's looking into it. Tell him Central Forest. I imagine I've brought up Luke Laurie a decent amount while we were traveling.
Mm-hmm. I imagine it came up when like your displacer whip became the topic of interest at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Respectfully, the fuck, man. So there's this cool professor, right?
This is like the 4th time you've mentioned Luke Laurie.
He's really
this
cool.
week, and it's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just nods, and Finn will send Luke Laurie the message. That essentially boils down to, this is a friend of Edgar's. Trust me or don't. I don't give a shit. Try checking out the Central Forest between Aben and Eadestown.
Yeah. You would receive a message back just effectively being like, all right, friend of Edgar, adventure, or something like that. I don't know.
I must go. I have been called to adventure.
My people need me. And then he jumps up and then moves at an angle as he begins flying to Central Forest. So then
and immediately
the ranger is he?
and then we just get a splash code turn this Luke Laurie down on his back on his way to his home planet.
Luke Laurie forgot that he was not immune to fall damage.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to go up. How do I get down?
Luke Laurie's trying to like Skyrim open world RPG up a mountain.
Dude, the fucking the spam jump.
All right. So now
I let Oberon know immediately, as just so we have a location.
Okay, good.
General, we know the Central Forest is pretty big, relatively big.
Yeah, it's like it's like it takes a 3-day journey to get from one end to the other. So, it's a lot of ground to cover, but look, Laurie's a ranger, so he'll be able to track things down in there.
Or he'll die trying.
But yeah. So, as you all continue, thankfully the journey is not especially eventful. You as you begin approaching Eadestown, you'll all see that there's a lot of more activity here. There's a lot of like encampment as the remainder of the half of the Imperial army that marched on to Ongar is camped out here. Uh, uh, However, you would have received a sending from Spade with instructions on how to move into Eadestown in such a way that you won't be jammed up by any people. You would also have received a sending on the way here from T. You would have received a sending from Planin with news saying that Cashel has been fully won and the Imperial forces repelled with the assistance provided by the Prince of the Free Cities.
Hmm.
Can you ask if they killed the new Knight Commander? If they're dead too, the interim one.
Yeah, I'll ask that.
You were told that no, that the new Knight Commander was forced to surrender and has been taken prisoner.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
kinda even better. That's a
Better,
better bargaining
yeah.
chip.
That is better.
That's a good bargaining
and
chip.
is now being held under house arrest within the city of Cashel. Being personally their imprisonment personally overseen by the prince. You also receive news that the army of the Republic of Nantua is approaching. That they are preparing and at about 2 days after you all are set to arrive in Eadestown, that's when the battle will begin. That the current plan is for the Republic of Nantua to kind of perform the initial attack. They will chase the army. Ideally, they will be chasing the army, the Imperial Army, back into Eadestown, where the APE's forces will then arrive to begin siege tactics against the city. So you all arrive at
Jack, one thing.
Yes.
One incredibly small, stupid thing. But this entire time, I've been trying to get my survival stat to be switched over to intelligence and never actually succeeded on getting it to be completed. I know I'm like a percentage there. With Kin's help, knowing they are a very good ranger,
Right.
Can I try to finish that on the road here?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I believe
Can I
I'm making an
impose
intelligence check.
disadvantage?
Sorry,
I believe
yes. An intelligence check, yes.
Okay.
Can I
Come on,
impose
baby.
disadvantage?
No.
Fuck off. 14?
14 is just enough to finally
Yay.
shift it over.
Oh, thank God.
Go.
All right, Edgar's character arc is done. I'm gonna move on to my backup character.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Rieger.
So, just make sure. Just up.
Is it Ragdy? Is Ragdy Edgar backwards?
I think it's Ragdy. I was doing it in my head too.
Ragdy Wood?
Ragdy
Or is Wood also backwards?
Ragdy
Ragdy Do?
Ragdy Do.
Ragdy
Ragdy.
Ready to walk.
It literally is just Scooby. That's all. That's who it is
Raggy,
back
raggy,
then.
do.
Ruh-roh, Ragdy.
All right. So
He
on
only speaks in the third person.
the 3rd of Bowanan, the 2nd month of fall, you all arrive on the outskirts of Eadestown. Upon arrival, you know that there is a gate along the northern edge of the city where the river flows through that should be unlocked and unguarded upon your arrival so that you all can sneak into the city.
When are we splitting? What's the plan?
We should split. We should enter the city as 2 separate groups.
I think that's smart.
I feel like it would be easier for 2 smaller groups for one to get lost rather than a big group to suddenly lose half.
Okay.
So we're in agreement. It will be me, Essa, Toros, and Edgar, T, and correct?
Correct.
All right. And I think we begin.
All right. The infiltration team, I will say that at this point we're going to need stealth checks just to try to move through the city undetected.
Finn is going to cast Pass Without Trace on the 3 of us.
Okay. All right. So that's
Hey, guess what? It doesn't matter when you roll in that one.
That's true.
And you know what?
We're not doing that today, however.
If we get how long do we think it's with the directions we have from Spade? How long of a journey do we think it is to get to the meeting spot once we get through the walls?
Eadestown is like it's a major city, but it's not necessarily a big city. It shouldn't be more than like
5-10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes to get from the walls to the courthouse.
I would have started ritual casting silence so that I could cast it as soon as we arrive too, so we'll be silenced and pass without traced.
So are you going to be moving that silence with you as you walk through?
Yes. If I could do that, right? I can do that, right?
Are you?
No, I think silence is.
I don't think so, right? It's in a
yeah, because it's you make a pocket silent. You don't I don't think you can like target a moving
It's like it's like an area that you make and you can push people into.
Yeah,
you can't
but it doesn't move. Never mind.
That would make silence so much, just so broken.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you all start. Remind me. So the infiltration team, are you guys just kind of going a few steps behind, or are you trying to go to a different spot?
Yeah,
we try.
Go ahead.
I think we try to go a roundabout way. We try to find if there's rooftops, if there's a way to get a vantage point without being seen. Try that route.
I'll say so. The group that's going to the courthouse first, you'll arrive and you'll see that like all of the windows to the courthouse are shuttered. There's no visible. There's no way for you to gain visual contact on anything within the building.
Also, Jack, Woon is not with us at the current moment.
Okay.
I would have left him outside because I can just call him to me. I want them to think that we're undermanned.
Gotcha.
As much as possible.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Oh yeah.
For everybody else?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Very, very.
So stealth checks.
I'm gonna cast guidance on T.
Thank you.
That's lame.
So remind me, it's Edgar, Kin, T, and is Essa on the infiltration team?
Essa's with us. Essa's with Tauros and Oberon.
Gotcha.
If the rogue was missing, they would be suspicious.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's a 35 for Edgar.
What's a D4?
D4
Roll a
first.
four. Roll a 4.
Ooh.
That's a 29 for
9
T.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 2 GM, but Ken rolled a 21 for a 31.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All
That's
right.
huge.
Yeah.
Should we take Kin instead of Edgar?
I'm not hurt. I mean, they're awesome, so.
Yeah, so you all, the infiltration team, you guys are moving perfectly silently. There you do manage to like see that there are several rooftops that you can move along in such a way that like provides you access without being at street level. And here's the thing: most people don't look up, so you can just keep moving forward. And then I'll say like about 5 minutes after the initial team gets to the courthouse is when you all will find it. Again, all the windows are shuttered. It's in such a way that you cannot make any visual contact on the interior of the building. Trey.
Oh, just right before we go, I just want to get my attunements like clarified right now. So I'm gonna be attuned to Stone Cleaver, attuned to Tauros. You said, did you want to keep Rock'em Sock'em or did you want to give them to me?
I'll hold on to him. I'll use him in this
Okay,
next fight so we can
You'll
get big.
keep them. Okay, and then I'm going to take the boots and then the whistle. Then
Does anyone have the whip lacer?
I think I gave it to someone because Toros had too many.
You gave it
spots.
to me, but I'm out of attunement.
Yeah.
Do we want T to have it? That's not a bad thing for T to have.
What a bonus action displays.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
You have how many? What spell slots do you? Attunement slots do you?
attunements. Let's.
I think she has Misty Dagger.
I
I've
think
got
that's it.
Misty Dagger. I've got
And
the
the-
anti-scribe
Also,
amulet.
I think it's fair that the infiltration team is all wearing the anti-scry amulets.
And I think we should have the Banff rings.
I don't have the Banff ring attuned.
I have my Banff ring.
We need at least one of you to have the Banff ring attuned
Toros
and
has
know
it
that.
attuned.
Tauros has it attuned?
Yeah, he has his ring, he has Rock'em and Sock'em, and he has the armor, the fancy armor.
Okay.
The Fehn armor.
Okay.
Armor.
Armor.
Essa, what are you rocking?
I'm rocking the end lightning needle, and I guess I can rock the Banff ring too because I have nothing else really that can be of major assistance here.
So
do you want to whip displace?
Or do you want to keep the ring?
I'll keep the ring because
Okay.
it's better for Tease. That way it's harder for her to get hit. I have a 20 EC when I'm wielding two weapons.
I don't know if T can get rid of it. I don't know if T has a spot
Yeah,
because it would be
I don't have a
the
spot.
Misty Dagger or that.
Oh,
okay.
Because she needs both rings.
So, just so I know, who go one by one. Tell me if you have the non-detection on or not. AJ.
Yes. My 3 right now are non-detection ring, Claudius rapier, and the Banff ring.
All right, Trey. Do you have non-detect or not?
No.
All right, Alice.
I do.
Non-detect.
I will have given my non-detection to Ken for this mission.
Okay, so Ken has the non-detect.
That's a good one.
Smart.
Dakota.
No.
No non-detect. Okay.
Nope.
And then Zach.
I do have mine on.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, how are you all? Oh, sorry. Did we need to settle if Dakota was holding on to the whip lacer?
I'm not gonna hold on to it. My 2 rapiers are too good to hold on.
We can just give
to.
it to Ken.
Yeah.
We can give it to Ken for this fight.
Yeah, they only have the flame tongue and now the
Not detect.
other ring. Yeah.
Okay, that
Okay.
works.
All right. When the non-infiltration team, when you arrive, do you head straight in, or do you wait a little while to make sure that the infiltration team is in place?
I would. Do we want to make it try to appear? Yeah, let's just get there and act like we're waiting for somebody to let us in under the guise of waiting for somebody to let us in, but we are also just buying time for them to catch up.
Gotcha. Give me we'll call it either a performance or a deception check to try to look as if you're just nonplussed, impatiently waiting for someone to come collect you.
Either you guys got proficiency in dexterity or deception or performance.
I actually do.
You are probably our best bet.
Yeah, because that'll be a bare minimum 16 then. That's on that one. Hold on, my shit just fucked up. Refresh. Yeah.
Click the button.
I actually, during the short rest, I would have used that to swap over. I swapped it over during the short rest last time. Not a short rest, long rest. The last long rest we had, I swapped over to performance. Oh, sorry, deception. So I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah. Roll. 19.
All right, yeah, 19 deception. So you're all waiting. As you're waiting, I'll say that the infiltration team, you do manage to, as the infiltration team, you guys step on a roof overlooking the entrance to the courthouse. Just as you make it there, the doors to the courthouse open, and Hart walks out. She looks at all of you and says, I was told to lead you all into the courthouse. Right this way.
Just real quick, once that's all set up, if Kin can find a secret-ish spot to cast rope trick,
okay,
they would do that. To have that as like if we get them out and need a safe spot, put them here.
Gotcha. Would this be on the roof or like?
I'd say so. They would ask, can you guys get up here? Particularly T. Could you get your family up here? Or do you want it below?
I can certainly try.
You do know that Oberon can go... How high is the rooftop they're
on? They're on about a 20-foot high roof. So like a 2-story building.
Horus can fly.
Horse can fly.
Edgar pulls out, he's like, it's time. As he pulls out the grappling hook.
Like,
the longest payoff in D&D history.
Edgar, with every respectful bone in my body, I am not trusting my parents to your grappling hook.
That's fucked up.
I mean, if you want, you could go ahead and just set up the grappling hook right here, and then it'd be available when you run out.
I mean, we could do that, but then I don't get a really badass throwing the grappling hook up part.
Missing?
Fine. Whatever, we can set it up early and be not cool but safe. If T's cool with it. Alright. Sacrifice a lot for you.
And I appreciate every moment.
Ken kind of gives you a look. As you all descend, I imagine, the grappling hook. As you're all doing that, I'll say, the infiltration team, give me an investigation check to see if you can find an access into the courthouse beyond the front door.
Investigation? Ooh, we're all gonna have to do this.
I will cast guidance on Kin.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Because T rolled a 9.
That's Kin's, not mine.
Okay.
So I'll add the D4.
So equal, come on, make it 20.
21.
Make it 21.
And I will roll a 5.
All right.
Thank
So
you,
I see Kin doing it, and I'm like, that's hot.
Mm-hmm. So you two are like looking. You can't really find anything. Ken manages to find it's like covered up by like it's behind some barrels and it's covered by a tarp, but they move them aside and find a cellar entrance into the courthouse. And it is it has a lock on it, and Ken just kind of like takes out they have like daggers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, a short sword for sure.
Yeah, and just kind of just bashes the lock, the little padlock with. It was a rusted padlock. It wasn't that secure. They were. It seems like whoever was, whoever's the landlord or the person in charge of this building was just hoping that keeping the stuff in front of it would be enough to deter intruders. But Ken easily dispatches the lock, and you are all able to enter into the cellar.
I let Ken go a little bit as I whisper to T and just like, I genuinely don't know what they see in me. Like, you've seen this, right?
They're incredibly impressive.
Walking.
So as that is going on, the rest of the group, you are all entering the courthouse. The courthouse has several different courts within it. You are all being let. It seems that it is a completely empty building, from what you can tell. Silence. You're walking. The only thing you really hear are the sounds of your armor clinking, the steps on the floor. As you all walk through, Hart's not really saying anything. Uh, uh, and eventually you are all led to the courtroom 1 within here. And we are going to pull up a little map.
So I'm getting, from what I'm remembering, left to right, it's club, spade, diamond at the top.
Yes, club, spade, and all right. So now that I have this set up correctly on the recording, yes. So as you walk in, Hart is in front of you all. You can rearrange yourselves however you want, just as long as you don't go further forward than where you are. Seated.
We want Essa being in the middle.
Yeah, here.
So you all are within the courtroom. The brown rectangles to your sides are the benches for the audience. The gray circles are the pillar. These are giant columns that are situated throughout to support the very high ceiling in here. The brown line towards the back of the room, or towards the middle of the room, that is a like sort of rail between where the audience would sit and where the actual court would be taking place. The back, and then there's a bench to the left and right for prosecution and for defense. There are 2 galleries on either side that are for one is a witness stand, and they're both where the witnesses for both parties would be seated during the events of the trial. So on the left is the where the defense's witnesses would be. On the right is where the prosecution's witnesses would be. Just for standing in the meantime. And then in the back, where you see club, spade, and diamond, along with a bound and gagged Eileen and Harrison, is a sort of elevated platform. You would know that in especially high court situation, like very important court cases, that is where the presiding nobles of the city would be sitting, so that if any decisions needed to be made that were beyond the scope of the judge, that's where they would be sitting to observe the court. And then standing on an elevated, sitting at an elevated seat towards the center of the court area, is Lady Ward. So,
Dakota, if you want, move yourself over one square.
Into the middle.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Upon seeing her over on complete poker face, but his hands in his gauntlets definitely tight a lot.
so yeah, upon seeing...
Also, hold up. I'm so sorry. Who has the bag of holding?
Me.
Okay.
They never took it off me when they gave it to me in the last fight.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Okay. So, the courtroom itself is incredibly dark right now. As I said, all the windows are currently shuttered. There is a dangling sort of chandelier directly above Lady Ward, but it's not emitting the brightest of lights. It's kind of just illuminating her and the spot where the other cards and the T's parents are. Those with dark vision, which I believe is all of you, thanks to the goggles that Essa has, are still able to see, though, because it's pretty much dim light for, throughout most of the room.
Yeah.
And Lady Ward smiles and says, "Welcome. I assume you are here to negotiate the terms of release for the parents of dear T."
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, as you know, I simply have one term for their release, and that is, of course, the relic. As she's speaking, Hart continues moving further, and I'm going to have Hart...
As this is happening, as we're in the room, can I just do a quick perception check around the room to see if I notice anything off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, that is a 26.
Yeah. With a 26, you, from what you're able to see, you do not see anything beyond what you are able to see right here. You don't notice anything necessarily out of place, aside from, the fact that this is an empty courtroom. That's all you're able to really see right now.
Okay. I got you.
I'm going to have Hart... I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to do it right now. Hart's going to be making an insight check.
On.
You. Okay. And Hart is then going to just continue walking forward, open up the gate, and then, unless anyone prevents her, is going to move right here. And was there any additional speech from anyone that addressing what Ward has said is her one stipulation for the release of T's parents?
I mean, I've got one, but if you guys got anything you want to throw off the top, because I feel like mine's going to instantly turn this not so nice.
Fuck it, we ball.
That's a...
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry, just got back. You can go. I don't got anything.
Okay. As she says, one demand is the relic for the release. Oberon's walking up, and he doesn't walk right up to the gate, but he gets there. And he's just looking Ward directly in the face. Sorry. I see. And you believe that this is something that we should just hand over immediately.
Ward kind of shrugs, and Jen just turns back to the cards and says, "Prepare for their execution." And the cards look to each other.
As she says that, Oberon's not going to like scream, but he is just going to raise his voice. Do that, the relic you never see again, and you can kiss any standing you hope to have with the Empire goodbye.
Give me an intimidation check.
I'm not bad at this. I'm really not. I am with a 3. I'm going to use my runic dice to reroll that.
Okay.
Clearly one better. Are you shitting me?
All right. Lady Ward is going to make an insight check, and you know what? I'll let this be a public roll.
She probably physically can't roll lower. Yeah.
All right. So she rolled a 3 on the die for a 24 on her insight check.
I mean, he's not lying if that's what she's trying to say.
She's trying to understand.
Counterspell. Okay.
What she's trying to discern is whether or not Oberon is really willing to risk the death of T's parents to avoid handing over the relic.
Okay, do you want Oberon's honest answer?
We want Oberon's honest answer. She got a 24.
He is willing to risk her parents' death if it means not giving her the relic.
Well, silly, she's not here.
So Ward looks to you as you say that, and as like Club, Spade, and Diamond are like looking amongst themselves, like, do we? And then she's going to put up a hand as she's still looking at you. Puts up a hand behind her to signal for the cards to stop. And then she just says, "I see. It's a real shame that your friend isn't here to understand the true callous nature that you have towards her flesh and blood.
There's a reason she's not here."
Very well, then. I'm sure that in that case, what can I do to assure that... Actually, I do think that I was a bit hasty as well. Let me apologize. I do think that, in all fairness, before we begin our negotiations in full stride, I should have some assurance that you even brought the relic with you. Could you produce it?
Oh shit, we forgot it back at home. Oh, hold on.
We gotta go all the way back.
We gotta go all the way back.
Yeah. Oberon's going to motion for Essa to like come up next to him.
I'll walk up next to Oberon.
Before we do so, I hope you understand that what you're saying should be kept in good faith in this scenario. I want your word right here that not make any actions towards us until the deal has been struck.
Oh, of course. I would never...
Insight.
Yeah.
While he
I'll do
insights,
insight too.
I want to do a perception check. Taurus is going to kind of like look around.
Okay.
17.
That's a 30.
As an 11.
An 11, you do not see anything out of place.
He is going to kind of look around. It seems pretty chill. While they're negotiating, Tauros is going to open up his divine sense, and he's going to see if he senses anything in
Yes.
the area.
Give me. Yes, I was just about to ask for the exact wording of divine sense.
Send it in.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot radius around him.
Yeah.
Celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet. So, Tauros, are you standing right there, or are you standing directly next to him?
Oh,
I feel like
right
you
up
want to be
next to him.
directly next to
Yeah,
me.
he would have moved right next to him.
Okay, so within 60 feet of you, you're checking to see if you can sense any celestial, fiend, or undead.
Correct.
So, as you open up your divine sense, directly behind Ward, directly behind the judge's stand, you sense 2 undead.
Tauros kind of like places a hand, like very gently on like Oberon's chest and says, "I believe you're hiding something from us, Miss Ward."
I will also let you know, Trey, the result of your insight check. You cannot detect lies from Lady Ward when she says that she would not do anything to you before handing over the relic.
I should have asked that you and your associates.
So you say, I believe you're hiding something from us.
Mm-hmm.
Ward narrows her eyes at you. She's going to make an insight check to try to just understand what you're trying to get at with that.
He kind of like, as she's kind of like inciting him, he'll like stare at her back and his eyes begin to glow with paladin energy. He says, "There's death in this courtroom and you know it."
It's about to be you.
You say there's
That'd be such a bar to drop. That'd be such a bar to drop.
I feel like you say that combat and just cheats immediately.
You say there's death in this courtroom and you know it. And Ward just kind of... No, it seems that your paladin senses are quite well attuned, Master Tauros.
Tingling.
I've got my Tauros tingle going.
Look at that motherfucking thing on me.
I admit I have those beyond simply the cards assisting me tonight. I hope you understand the horrific terrorists who murdered the Holy Knight Commander were going to be meeting with me today. I simply feared for my life, and I needed as much protection as I could seek. And you hear steps come forward from behind the judge's podium. As stepping up, you see to the left Lucas Kistler, and to the right Libby Byrne.
Oberon's like, who the fuck?
Oberon's like, I'm okay.
Yeah, Tauros and her like,
Yeah.
how the fuck?
Oberon's just like,
as you see, they look. Kistler is covered in gashes. There's like green pus oozing from his bare chest. And Libby still wearing her full armor. You can just make out like her gaunt, desiccated face as she's directly beneath the light here. The Kistler just kind of looks to you, Essa, and says, can't keep a good man down.
Oh, the fuck. I
feel like I'm missing context here.
We
Taurus isn't
killed
saying
them.
anything.
We
Like,
did tell you we murdered Villain Bane.
Yeah, as
Yes,
out
but I
loud.
don't know what they actually look like.
I think
That's
you
out loud.
would. They were a pretty famous hero group.
Photography has not been invented yet.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't know
feel
if I know what I don't know. Also, they're heavily disfigured right
Mhm.
now, so I
Yeah,
feel like
they're
it
also
Esther just goes,
whatever
nightmares.
description I've seen.
As you go out loud, we killed them.
Wait, oh,
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
And Ward looks to you all. I'll say Lucas also sees Rock'em Sock'em on your hands,
Yep.
Tauros, and he just goes, "Oh, good to know someone kept them warm for me." But I do think
assumed-
that before the end of the day, I will be taking them back.
If you've brought 2 back, I doubt you let the rest of them to rest.
Ward
So
just
where are they?
Ward kind of wags a finger at you and says, "No. I do believe that you have yet to produce the relic, and at this point, I fail to see why I should begin entering into negotiations with anyone who has not shown that they are willing to at least meet me at the table."
Brun's just going to turn to Essa, going to nod. He's going to prepare an action. He's going to just tell him just for a moment, and he's going to prepare an action for if it looks like any fucky shit is coming towards the relic, like an arrow or like a magic, like a grasping bond, like something that would take the relic away from us. He wants to prepare an action to grab it and hold on to it as far as he can.
So I will say, if Essa will Essa be producing the urn or
The urn is what is.
Yeah.
The urn
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Okay. Will you be removing?
And as
will you be removing the relic from the urn, because the relic can't be detected while it's in the urn?
Oberon will turn to Ward. I hope you must know that, as I'm sure you're aware, this relic is incredibly powerful and incredibly potent. In handling it, we have to put it in a special container, or else its power will cause damage. We cannot produce the relic, but we can produce the item that is being maintained.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Fuck. It's a 20.
Ooh.
That's a 20. You needed a 23.
Oh,
Wait,
Christ!
That's for saving throws, not
skill.
not
That's
skills.
not skill checks.
Damn it.
I would love
Damn.
I would love you if that was the case.
Ward, like her face kind of like drops a bit, and she says, "I don't think you understand. I need to see the relic. I cannot see what is contained in. I cannot see what is maintaining it. I need to know that you have the item itself with you." I'll say at about this point is when the infiltration team, you've all managed just from like listening and sneaking around, have found the courtroom that this is taking place in. I'll say you can keep the stealth checks that you rolled previously to enter in from the back. So I'm going to bring in your tokens now.
While they're sneaking in, can I look at Ward to see how desperate she is? Because the way she sounds is like
Insight, yeah.
Oh, she's
desperate.
desperate. Oh, she's
Yeah.
so desperate.
I want to know. I want you to see if I can know exactly how desperate she is. If we can use that to wrangle her into being like, it's either this or no relic. Especially now that she knows Oberon's willing to let T's parents die.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
19. Yes.
I was going to say, can I help with this?
I'd say
Probably not.
you'd be able to make your own insight check, but I don't think you can make the help action right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And you're also better at insight than I am by a lot, so.
25.
There we go.
Swear to God, she rolled a 26 on her
Wait,
deception
that's
check.
one above her reliable talent.
She looks cool as a cucumber, man. Like she just looks mad.
Yeah.
She doesn't look desperate.
Oberon's just gonna nod to Essa, but Toros, and he's gonna ask to hold the bag of holding.
You're gonna ask. You're asking to hold the bag.
Oh, Tauros needs
I-
to.
my- Toros,
Like,
I'm gonna hold the bag.
Hold it open.
And let
Taurus is going to open it.
open it, but not show her what the urn actually.
Okay.
So you're
That
going to
way-
keep the urn inside the bag and have Tauros reach in and
Just
take it out.
Take out the relic while it's in the urn, and then if we have to put it back, you can put it back in the urn without her seeing what the urn actually is.
Yeah, and while those two are doing that, I want to hold an action similar to what Oberon was doing earlier. If I see any kind of fucky shit start coming our way, like a spell, something invisible, if I detect something invisible approaching, I want to swing at it.
Okay.
Alright.
Remind me, all the stealth checks, you all got like above a 20, right?
Yeah.
They all got
Well,
above a 20.
Yeah, the lowest was a 20. Yeah, the lowest was a
29.
31.
29.
29.
29.
I was at
Oh, yeah.
29.
Yeah. So, you all, so Taurus, are you expending a third level spell slot so
Oh.
that you can hold it?
I am going to, before I even do that, he's going to drop a level 1 spell to activate Detect Magic.
Okay.
As his eyes are going to glow, and he's just going to glance around to see if there's anything.
Remind me
About-
the range on Detect Magic. I believe it's 30
feet.
30, I think.
No, it's 30.
Yeah,
feet.
within 30 feet.
Yeah.
And it lasts for 10 minutes, so it's not like if there's something that's going to come at us, he'll still see it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, that. Okay. You do not. Let me just double check. Yes, within 30 feet, you do not detect any magic aside from the magic that you all have with your own items.
He kind of keeps like an eye around him as he will expel a third level spell slot to reach into the bag.
You reach into the bag and you produce the relic. Immediately, the relic itself produces it's an
Huge.
almost blinding light compared to the dim light within this room. You see you see Lucas and Libby both flinch as that light kind of spills onto them. Their undead nature seeming to conflict with the divinity that is being presented to them. And all of you, there's no way she can hide it, see a flash of eagerness and excitement across Ward's face.
And then upon seeing that, Oberon's going to motion for Taurus to put it
Roche
back
puts
in
it
the bag.
right back in.
I believe that's sufficient enough.
Most assuredly, she says with a smile. And with that, she is going to say, now, how can I convince you that the lives of these two behind me are worth that relic that you hold?
You can.
No tease here, so she just heard that.
Oberon doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's trying to play his part right now. But and offer us their lives along with information. Tell me, what is your thoughts on my grandfather?
He's quite a powerful man.
I thought we were past the point of noble pleasantries. Say what you mean.
No, you don't seem to understand me. He is simply the most powerful man that I have ever encountered in my life. And I've realized that in order to outmaneuver him, I would need something significantly more than what I had at my disposal originally. At this point, I find myself woefully underprepared in my attempts to seize control of this nation. And I was bested. Simple as that. I did, as she's like saying this, she kind of like steps forward and says, "It did hurt me when I had to give up Mara. She was an excellent agent under my control, but sacrifices need be made for my own protection, and ultimately, I did ensure that Mara would always be willing to give her life for my own."
Edgar is fuming all the way.
I'm just picturing Ken's like holding him back, like.
We somehow don't hear the feral screeching of Edgar behind us.
There's a pillow in Edgar's face so he can scream.
How is let me ask, how are the three of you that she can see? How are you feeling about hearing that?
To be honest, I feel terrible. Oberon doesn't care too much. He never fully trusted. Well, he never fully trusted Mara. He always thought that she was more of a agent of Ward than she would. Like, he didn't think that she was an enemy, but he didn't consider her like a close.
If it came,
like the rest of it did.
he knew that if it came down to it, she would choose Ward over us.
Oh yeah.
Essa, like, there's certainly anger there. He's trying to keep this cool. He's just like he's. I'm gonna roll a deception check to see if he can keep his cool. Not keep his cool, but like keep a straight face while she's saying all this shit. That's a modified 20.
Yeah, I'd say you're able to hold it together pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of a neutral face.
He looks more just sickened, like just like at the thought. Like he's it's a mix between like anger and just like and just overall just like he's looking at something that's less than human, which hasn't really changed when he first came in. He's kind of had this sneer on his face, especially with the undead now walking out. But it's it's not something that like he's hiding a whole lot, but it hasn't changed. It's not like he's like, "You bastard!" and Randa is gonna run at her. It's definitely, you're pretty fucking gross, bitch.
Okay. Yeah.
Being undead, can I sniff around for it? Because they most likely have their own stench, and ask Kin to do the same.
It's interesting. I gotta check something. Definitely go for it. I have to check something really quick.
Come on, what does your special nose smell? Nothing.
Well, for me, wait, there's someone who's actually good at this here. That's a 24 for Kin.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, the only real smells that you're smelling are coming from the undead that you can currently see.
Okay.
Ward is going to, as she's been talking, she's just going to say, "I did learn some interesting things from him once I was able to convince him that I was a worthy asset to keep on. For example, I have access to a great deal of magic that would normally be beyond my reach." As she says this, she produces this case. It's like this long leather tube. And as she undoes the top of it, she reaches in and pulls out a scroll. And says, father has quite a collection. Your grandfather has quite an extensive spell scroll library. And although he may be the greatest wizard that's ever existed, he certainly isn't the best at keeping an eye on his keys. As she says this, she casts Mage Hand. And the spectral hand floats up, and within it, you see a set of keys. It's like a key ring. It looks huge. It's like there's so many rings on it, or sorry, so many keys on it. Not all of them could belong to your grandfather. There's more than you would ever like. It looks like anyone who's familiar with the Mage Hand spell would know that this key ring must be just at the bare minimum weight for the Mage Hand to be able to hold it, or the bare maximum weight.
The maximum.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the Mage Hand, if it could sag, would be sagging trying to hold this up.
And she says, it allowed me to expand my horizons a lot.
Where did you
Jack,
get the
real
scrolls?
quick, while this happened, is there a way for the three of us to maneuver around to get closer without being seen? At a different level, like go higher up, or finding a way where we can stay in shadows?
There's not really a level high. There's a very high vaulted ceiling, but there's not like a second floor balcony or anything like that. But if you can keep to the edges, and like I said, there's really only one light source here, and it's directly above Ward. So if you all like keep to the edges of the courtroom, you could sneak forward that way.
Do we want to move a
Oh.
little closer to you?
It could be strategically smart.
Oh, she's distracted.
Yeah, so I'd say you all keeping their stealth checks that you have, you'll be able to move to the edges of the room, start heading up. I will say once you enter into the bright light of the chandelier, which is like which actually you won't enter the bright light of it, but once you get past the divider between the gallery and the actual court, you will have to remake your stealth checks.
Gotcha.
Just because you'll be in like where people can start better seeing you.
Would T be in Misty Step range without having to risk
If she
30
is
feet, right?
like, we'll say like if she's right at the gate, that's a circle, not a line. She's right at the gate. It's still 50 feet to get to where her parents are.
As she like dangles the keys, Oberon's just going to ask, and where did you get those scrolls?
Oh, I've been collecting these for years. No, I've got as she's like flipping through it, she's like, here we have the keys to the Academy's records keeping office, so that I can make sure that I find all the best possible recruits. I've been keeping an eye on all of you for much longer than you are aware. She flips another key and says, to the Order of Midir's barracks. Never hurts to know who's in whose chambers. A few of these even belong to certain rooms within the employer of your dear friend. Shevra doesn't know everything that goes on in her establishment.
Never cast Meteor Swarm.
While she's
Actually,
doing that, can I try to sleight of hand use my medium's channel to see if I can detect any kind of undead around me? Use it to kind of play with the spirits to see if I can sense like malformed spirits.
Yeah, let's try that out. Give me a religion check with your spirits channel.
Religion?
Yeah, your medium.
Okay. Oh. Ah, god damn it.
You definitely sense that there is unrest throughout this building, but it's hard to decide if that's from necessarily anyone that's currently here, or if these are like lingering thoughts and emotions from like people who have been condemned to death within this building, that kind of thing. Because there are an overwhelming amount of people who have been condemned to death in this very room.
Yeah.
Some of whom had their executions performed in this room as well.
This
So-
is like, and this is how he's like, I don't know if we're planning that or that's just dumb luck on her part.
Oberon's going to looking at Ward, and he's going to roll an insight check on Ward, not at her words, but at her pure physical reaction, because he knows she's good at hiding her body language, but he knows she's better at hiding her like affliction, her tone of voice, the way she words things. If I were to mention grandfather's laboratory towards the central forest, you happen to have a key in there. And insight checking her reaction the second he says that.
Yeah.
You said Central Forest?
The central forest.
We know it's in the south, right?
No, it's the Central Forest.
No, Central Forest.
Oh, okay.
It's the central forest.
So yeah, give me an insight.
Why do I roll such ass at this? Why do I roll such ass at this?
Oh, buddy, I gave her disadvantage on that. Because
I can't beat it. I literally need to roll above like a 13, and I would have had a chance. Hold up one second. Let me look and see.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll say as well, T, Kin, and Edgar, you can begin making your way up to during all this. I will say,
Split up. I'll go one side, you and Kin the other.
Sure.
House.
I will say, I will say something. What your insight, you're not able to necessarily get a good read on her reaction to this. I will say though, from your insight, you are like, oh, we've got her monologuing right now. It's definitely like she's feeling superior.
comfortable.
She's feeling like unpressured.
Yeah. So after that, and I'm guessing Oberon doesn't get anything, but he gets that, and he just he nods to Tauros. What if I told you that there was a way that you could get a leg up on my grandfather in addition to the rest?
I would be very interested in that. What information would you be willing to share?
I would be willing to share information as to that grandfather is committing that could forever tarnish his reputation in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the nobles, and potentially even in the eyes of the Empress herself.
Give me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage with this. Because this is some juicy shit.
Not like it's gonna matter. What did I say? I haven't rolled above an 8 besides the 130 that I rolled that didn't matter.
So that's a 14 on the persuasion.
Yep. That was a 6 and an 8.
She
Exact same thing.
looks at you and says, if you can provide this information for me, I'll listen to it, and I may decide that that's worth more than the relic for now.
Grandfather is currently undergoing a procedure to leave his current body and transfer his soul to inhabit another.
Yes, that's very interesting. And I assume that this is something that is taking place within his laboratory, the one that he keeps away from Avon.
It could be. But there could also be a second half of this story that could provide an even greater understanding.
And what would that be?
Well, I feel like it would only be fair, given that I have given you information, valuable information, maybe not quite as valuable as what I could give you, but that we receive some assurance that you will not simply take this information with you. I wish to request that one of the parents be given to us right now as collateral.
Give me a persuasion check. Flat persuasion.
Come on.
Yeah. That's a 13.
13.
It has been rough.
This
It
has
has
been
been
rough. This has
so-
been rough.
Well, I haven't rolled above a 10 in like 8 rolls.
I know.
She just kind of smirks and says, no, I think, and as she looks around, she says, I think you've provided me with enough information willingly. I think my associates will be able to extract more from you as needed. In the meantime, and she looks back to the cards and says, I believe it's time to execute our hostages. Thank you very much for discussing this with us.
Cool.
At this moment, I'll say this. As she says this, immediately, Diamond is going to say, now, and Spade will say, now, and Diamond will pull out a scroll and cast Scatter.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have also at that point rushed up still stealthily, but tried to move my 35 feet of movement and looked at Kinsey do the same.
I
And
didn't move.
The only thing that I would want to do is, can I just simply take out the whistle and blow into it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think I could use an action, if that's fair to say, but as a bonus action, could I do the cunning action dash to rush up and try to run up as this is happening?
Yes, so I will say first thing's going to happen is Diamond's going to cast Scatter.
It's cast Scatter.
Yep.
And I'll say we can allow for bonus actions to happen, but okay.
No action.
So that's going to be perfect. That is enough. Scatter will suddenly the air will quiver around all of the people in the back of the room as they all are suddenly teleported away. Club is moved here. Spade back here. Diamond. Diamond's going all the way back as far as possible.
Fair.
Just leaves T's parents up there.
Then T's parents are also going to be moving back here to the very end of the room. I'll say with a bonus action dash, I'll let you get just past the gate.
Yeah.
And Woon will appear directly underneath
Right behind.
Oberon, or directly behind Oberon.
Would you allow me to activate Rock'em Sock'em, or would that be a full action?
That is a full action, I believe,
Okay.
to activate Rock'em Sock'em.
That's fine.
If I remember correctly.
I think it is.
Could Ken and I try to move stealthily?
I'll say you can get
Closer.
get on the other side. I'll say you can move up to half your movement speed.
Okay, cool. Can I get here? Like, can I get on the?
That's
box?
like a 15-foot climb to get up
Okay.
there.
Gotcha.
So you can get just under it.
Okay. Cool.
And I'll say at this point, the cards did decide to work with all of you.
Let's fucking go!
So, in order to make combat easier for me, You all will get to control one of the cards, except for AJ, who will be in control of Kin.
Nice.
So,
Give me
who?
spade. Give me spade. I want spade.
Right, Dakota wants Spade.
No, I want Spade.
Fuck.
I want Spade.
Fuck. Okay, we're all spade, I guess. Alex, you play everyone else.
Your Spade. Your Spade. He's Spade. Who else is there any other Spades I should know about? Spade.
Hello.
Is a Spade.
If there is someone else who wants them, I'll let you have them.
No,
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go for it.
All right, Dakota, Spade should be showing up in your journal now.
There's multiple reasons why I want the non-binary rogue.
Yeah.
I see them.
All right, that's Spade. Who wants Club? Is that Alice?
Me like fighty. Yep.
Yeah, club's the Goliath.
Yep.
Club's the big guy.
He's
Nice.
the one I wanted, but I guess not.
Listen, I barely have the brain cells to run one spellcaster,
And you don't.
and I don't.
Club should be in your journal now, Alice.
Yeah.
All right, who is taking Heart? That's the cleric.
Is Hart the cleric?
Do you want
I feel
our
like Zach
former
will be
cleric?
doing
I guess to
stuff.
say I mean I was gonna say I'm actually happy to still keep up with support.
Okay, if you want to be the
Okay.
cleric, I'll be the wizard.
As I do.
It's
as
only
I do.
poetic that Oberon plays Diamond with the ass whoop
Yeah.
that he gave him the
Yep.
first time.
Diamond has PTSD and can't when one shows up. Diamond's just out of the combat.
All right. Now you will also see that each of them have unique actions, similar to how the members of the council had their own unique little abilities. So go give yourselves a little second to read over the character sheets. I will also be changing their health bars from red to green to reflect how they are actually allies.
I love how you actually made Spade immune to the poison damage so they can do. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, they've trained themselves to be immune to poison.
If this campaign went another route where we were like not staying with the Empire, but we stayed within the confines of while rebelling against them, I think Essa definitely would have tried to learn more about like poison resistance from Spade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
There were so many times where I wanted to talk to them, but we just didn't have the time because we had so much other shit to do while we were in the Empire.
Art's in a real precarious spot.
Part
Yeah,
is because that's the only option she had available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's taking big sacrifice for us.
hopefully we can get a
To be
club
fair-
up there to.
Mhm. To be fair, she is also the healer. So
hmm
Yeah.
everyone find their special abilities, and they like what they see.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Where she was, they were there. Whoa.
Okay. I will say, Eileen and Harrison are both still bound and gagged at the moment.
Do they appear to have a shitty collar?
You do not see a collar on them.
Okay. That doesn't mean there's nothing, but I don't see a
Yeah.
collar. Good.
Okay.
Because we know Frederick
You
had
said
you
a
without the collar.
You said a shitty collar, and all I could think of was Chigal or a shitty gal.
Mm-hmm.
What a reference.
Okay, now I've got to pull up all of my character sheets for this encounter.
Yeah, ain't it fun, Jack? Ain't it fun?
Jack, I really like the potions for you bonus action
Mm-hmm.
that Heart has. I like that.
Spade has a poem called "Thanks for the distraction."
We just go up to Hart. Potion, Scylla. I need your strongest potion.
Fucking take it. Just throw it at us. It's like I fucking know you're strong enough. You kicked my ass. Well, it was Diamond's ass that Oberon kicked. We didn't fight the other 3.
Diamond stay in the back because Diamond ain't looking too hot on hit points.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What's the Wizard's max?
The Wizard's max is 78.
Oh,
To be fair, that's not too far from Spade. Spade only has 83.
Tease is 93.
What's-
S is 99 currently.
Club is at 106.
Fuck yeah.
big
Oberon's at
boy.
Oberon's at 134.
Big
All right.
Edgar's at
boy.
119.
Forgot melee classes.
All
Melee
right.
classes
Yeah.
make on-hit pulls.
D10s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is everyone rolling their initiatives?
Oh,
Yeah.
I just saw it pop up.
nice.
Yeah, my game for things. Let me go.
Yeah, I rolled my roll 20 in.
Roll 20 being dumb.
So
Ooh,
excited to play a
kid.
Gloomstalker. So excited to play a Gloomstalker.
Oh, you're also a
Ken.
Gloomstalker?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, I told you, Jack.
Okay.
21.
Funny
Come
joke.
on,
That's
you
a-
know how Jack is with remembering
Oh, I know.
conversations we've had.
God, carrying with a 24 is incredible.
Yeah,
No,
they got
no,
a
I
plus
can't hear
7.
You,
Oh,
I
hell
can't hear you
yeah.
over Ozara.
Oh, there.
What?
There we go.
Yeah,
Couldn't
plus
find
5.
Club on the map for a second.
Alrighty.
Hold up.
Oh,
Where's
Club
Diamond?
stuff is rolling 2.
Oh, it's Diamond. Diamond is all
Diamond's
the way
all
by
in the back.
Okay,
By the
I
door.
see.
Yeah, Diamond's way in the back.
Okay, I got him.
Okay.
Yeah, and we still want to do it where Wound just goes on my turn, essentially. Or,
Yeah.
like, directly after my. Okay. It just
We have
helps
so many
not
combats
bog
with
combat
this.
down. Yeah.
This is gonna
Okay.
be crazy combat.
This is going to be insane.
Oh.
Okay. Ready, set.
Like,
There's technically 11 of us.
Okay. We're
including
all set.
Wound.
We've got our combat ready, and we will see you all on the next episode of
Oh.
Dice Age.
Woo!